Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So we're going to be installing something very simple but very effective in this video. I have been doing some drivetrain stuff, interior stuff, the last few videos, last few modifications. And I personally am a huge fan of the driver modifications because it just increases the overall experience. That is where you spend the most time, and that is what makes the car feel amazing. So the last few things that we did in terms of the drivetrain, we did the Auto Solutions short shifts kit. Absolutely love that. I did the front bushings and the rear bushing as well. And then most recently we did the ultimate clutch pedal. Love it. Completely changed the entire dynamic and feel of the car. And it really does feel like a great manual transmission now. The only thing left that I got to do that I'm considering is the CDV, the clutch delay valve. You can delete that and apparently it feels even better. But since I did the UCP, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. At least I'm not in as big of a rush to do it, but maybe down the line we'll get it knocked out or something. But what we're actually going to be doing in this video is changing out the shift knob. I have been running the M Performance, I'll show you in a little bit, the M Performance shift knob on the car since I pretty much got it a year and a half ago. I got it from IND, so it's got the Alcantara boot with the M stitch and the really nice Alcantara and carbon knob. I love the size of it. I love the feel of it. It's got some nice weight to it. The only thing I wasn't crazy about was that it deleted the the gear pattern on the stock knob. It lights up. This one, it doesn't. For an M Performance part, I feel like it should, but a very, very minor detail. But we're actually going to be changing it out for my favorite shift knob. I ran this exact same one on my STI, and it was one of my favorite things I did. And that is actually the Raceseng Stratose shift knobs. So I got it right here, and this is my favorite shift knob. It is absolutely beautiful, super, super high quality. It's got some great weight to it. We're gonna do a weight comparison between the M Performance one and this one. From what I remember, I'll put it on the screen if I'm incorrect, but I believe this is around 420 grams, which is a decent weight. It's a good mix between light and heavy, but not too heavy, not too light. So it's right in between, very, very nice. The craftsmanship on this is just absolutely amazing. And it's my favorite knob I ever ran on any car. And I ran quite a few of them on my STI, and then I ultimately landed on this one. Ended up selling it with the car when I sold the STI. And I said I would get another one, and today was the day. So the main reason why I decided to pick it up now is because I heard, unfortunately, Raceseng is actually going out of business, or at least they're closing down their shop. They're not gonna be making the shift knobs, the beautiful lug nuts, the beautiful everything that they make. Super high quality stuff, and it's very unfortunate. It's actually right on the top of their website explaining everything and saying that in order to move forward, in order to, keep doing what they love, they got to make some changes. And unfortunately, all the racing stuff is actually going to be no more. So I was like, you know what? Now is the time. I need to get it and pick one up. So I picked this up, and this was $265. Yes, a hard pill to swallow. When I bought mine for the STI, it was $160, $180, which was a lot then. But I was like, you know what? This knob I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life, most likely, and just bring it car to car. I'm not gonna sell it if I ever sell this car because I love this. And now that I know they're going out of business, it would be a shame to get rid of it and not be able to get my hands on one. So because I plan on keeping this for a long time, I actually got a couple adapters. So this one, well, the one right here, this is for the BMW. So any BMW I ever get in the future, I can run that. This one right here is for a 997 Porsche. So it could be a GT3, it could be a Carrera, whatever. But a 997, actually, it fits a few of them. If it's a 997, 911, a Boxster 986 to 987, and a Cayman 987 as well. So I decided to pick that up, again, because they're going out of business. So I was like, you know what, might as well prepare myself for the future. I also picked up this one. This one is for a 991, 911, a 981 to 718 Boxster, and also a 981 to 718 Cayman. So I am pretty much set with whatever direction that I decide to go, whether it's a GT4, whether it's a GT3, whether it's a 997 or a 991, I am set to be able to use that knob on pretty much anything that I foresee myself owning and driving in the future with this knob. So figured I'd pick them up. Again, they're going out of business, so these things were marked down like crazy. This one for the 997 was normally $75, this adapter. I got it for $5. And the 991, I believe, was only like 20 bucks. Again, this was $5. So Figured it was a wise investment, only $10 worth of adapters, so I can run it on future cars. So I figured might as well pick that up as well. So we'll top in the car. Let me show you the M Performance one so you can see where we're starting at and then eventually where we're going. I'll take that one out. It's a little bit tricky because I'm going to be removing it from the actual boot, which can be a little bit tricky, but I'll show you guys how to do it. And then ultimately doing a little weight comparison and installing the new Raceseng. So let's hop in the car. I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the M Performance shifter. So as I mentioned, I got this from IND. It's very, very nice. It's got Alcantara here with the matte carbon on here. It matches the handle here. And it's a really, really nice looking handle. Although I will admit it is a little bit too kind of small overall in terms of the width. But the style of it is really nice. It's pretty easy to shift and everything. And I do like the little M Performance logo up there. But the Stratose knob, I think, is just way nicer, and it fits my hand a little bit better, easier to shift. It's got a little bit more weight and everything. So yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's remove this. It's pretty simple. So I actually showed you how to remove this when we did the GTS center console. It's pretty simple to do. You basically just pull straight up. You just want to be careful of your face or your head. You don't want to pull up too hard and have your head or your face over this because you can knock yourself out or knock a few teeth out, but you just want to kind of aim your face away and pull up really hard and it comes out. So let's go ahead, let's remove this and bring it over to the workbench and get this one off the boot. All right, so we got the shift knob off, pretty simple. First, you want to just remove the trim from the boot trim around here. You just kind of pull it up in a corner and that comes out and then you just get to pull straight up. This is the Auto Solution short shift kit. Love this thing so much. And I can't wait to get the new knob on here. So let's go over to the workbench and try to get the boot off. All right, so here's a little bit closer look at the M Performance knob. Again, very, very nice. I love the kind of gunmetal color down here on the little trim piece. You got the nice Alcantara with the matte carbon, and then you got the M Performance with the gear selection up there. Very, very nice. And it's attached really, really well. And how we're gonna get this off, gonna take some work, but I looked up a few different areas of how to get this off. So if we look in here, there's actually one clip, which is the easiest part about it. But right here, these two little pieces, these two little squares, those are actually glue and we need to release them. So it's a couple ways you can do this. I saw people drilling them out. I also saw some people using some knives, some X-Acto knives to cut around there, which I think I'm gonna do. I don't wanna drill anything. Basically, we just need to kind of release the glue from the little bracket around here, and then we can take a flathead and pry it off this little clip right here. So let me first use a knife, try to get that situated, and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, so I went ahead and removed one. What I ended up using was a really small flathead. Let's see if I can get this one on camera for you guys. Just basically want to get under that little hole right there and kind of pry it out. And then as you can see, now I'm going to take a thicker flathead, pry under that little clip right there, and I should be able to pull the knob right off. Yep, there we go. So the knob is now released from the boot, as you can see here, and we got the knob off of the boot. So there we go. Pretty simple. All right, so we got the shift knob removed. So now we actually need to remove the little plastic bracket here. Now I've already started on it because I wanted to make sure that I can remove that without damaging anything. And basically what I did, since it's glued in, is I took a small screwdriver, and you can see these two little tabs right here. And I just kind of pried the screwdriver in that little tab and kind of got underneath it and pulled it up. So I kind of did the same thing here, kind of pulled it away, and then now it's released. So it's still held on really, really well. So I'm just gonna take some needle nose pliers and kind of just pull it off like that. Sorry, I couldn't really get that on film, but we got the black or the plastic little bracket out, and I could actually put it back in here so I can keep that with that. Put it on the shift knob, so that's gonna stay with that. Keep that nice and safe. So now we got a free shift boot all ready to go, and we can install the Stratose shift knob. Now I've already kind of just was messing around with the adapter. This is a little bit different. It doesn't go on like this one where it has the little kind of groove in there. This actually might even sit a little bit lower, which I wouldn't mind. So that's just gonna fit right through there, like so. And then you're just gonna use these Allen keys or these Allen screws, tighten them down to as low as you can go, screw this on, and you'll be set. So let me go ahead and kind of get things situated. It also includes a zip tie in the kit, so you can zip tie the bracket to the boot down here, which I will do. But I want to first get it in the right position, so when I go install it, everything is kind of lined up the way it should. So let me kind of play around with it a little bit, and I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit once we're ready to put the knob on. All right, so let's do a little weight comparison. So let's go ahead and turn the scale on. Hopefully you guys can read that. Yeah, you guys can see that, no problem. So let's go over to grams. Here we go, we got grams. Let's throw the M Performance one on. We're looking at 155 grams. All right, so now that we did the M Performance one, which was 155 grams, let's take the Raceseng one. I think from what I remember is 420, but let's go ahead and test it out. All right, 365. Oh, no, 360. So not 420, a little bit less, but definitely it's pretty much twice the weight of this one, which this is actually pretty light. I'm curious what the OEM leather one is. I know it's actually heavier than the M Performance one. So my guess is probably around like 220 or so. So this is probably a little bit heavier than the M Performance one, but 360 definitely is a perfect amount of weight without being too much. I don't like really heavy knobs, and I don't like super light knobs. So this is right in between and very perfect. I loved it on my STI, so I'm really looking forward to putting it on the M3. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do is put the boot on first. So that is kind of out of the way. Actually, well, no, I'm not gonna put it on all the way, but I'm gonna at least position it in the spot that it needs to be in. Now I'm going to take the adapter, slide it all the way down as far as possible. I gotta loosen these little screws right here, just a little bit. This is a 3mm Allen. All right, so, all right, that's as far down as it's gonna go. I'm gonna screw it down, I just wanna see where it lands. All right, so that is where the knob needs to be. So I'm gonna go ahead, tighten it down here, because that's positioned nice and straight. So what I ended up doing was tightening this down as much as I could to get in the nice straight position, and then I tightened the 3mm down with the 3mm Allen. So now the actual shift knob is installed. This just screws right on, which is really simple and easy. And now we're ready to go. So now we just need to position the boot all the way up so it's touching the collar here. And that is what the included zip tie is. So simply just gonna pull all the way up as far as it can go, something like that. And we're gonna go around here. Zip tie this on. These are nice zip ties. I just need to clip that and then we can put the boot down. So now we kind of shimmy the boot down in the right spot, which it is, and then pop the boot bracket back in. I like to do the back first, this corner, and then the top right corner last. And we are good. Everything is looking real nice. All right, so I've been playing around with it, and what I ended up deciding to do was removing the zip tie. The only reason is because when you put the zip tie around here, the actual, you know, like the little bump part of it, the little notch on the zip tie, it kind of bumps out and it leaves a bump on the boot. So I was thinking about putting it in the front, but I was still able to feel it, so it was kind of annoying. So what I decided to do was install this without the zip tie. So what I did was just put the boots all the way on, kind of tuck it in the spot that it needs to go, take the shift knob, screw it on all the way down to until it stops. Obviously I positioned it right, so it's going to go in the right spot, like so, nice and straight. Then what I started doing was just tucking up the shift boot, and it looks so much better and feels better there. Now, the shift boot is nice and stiff, so it stays up in that spot. So when I shift, the boot stays in the right spot. None of the screws show or anything. So I think I'm just gonna run it without the zip tie. It doesn't move anywhere, and I just think it feels cleaner and looks cleaner, because otherwise I had a huge bump right here and it was just kind of sharp and kind of awkward feeling. So I think that just looks much cleaner without it. But yeah, here's the install. There's a shift knob. Pretty simple install. Very, very happy with it. It feels awesome. It's the right amount of weight without being too much. And it really, really just going to make this driving feel so much better. All right, so I was doing a little thinking. I was like, you know what? Let me at least get something around here to kind of hold that just in case. And I remembered I have this. This is some really, really thin double-sided. I believe it's 3M. I forget. It's really, really sticky, great for applications like this. It's really thin, so it's not going to be bulky like normal double-sided tape. And this really did the trick. So what I did was just pull down the boot, wrap it around the little collar, and then pull the boot up, and it's on there really well. So it's kind of like a, I guess not a permanent glue, but it's going to do the job and hold it in the position. I think that's much better and cleaner than the zip tie without that little bump sticking out right here. And I'm much happier with that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like that, and we're good to go. So overall, I believe it's a little bit higher than the M Performance one, if not exactly the same. So we're looking at around the same amount of reduction from the Auto Solutions short shift kit. And I'm really happy with that height. The M Performance shift knob is actually 13 millimeters lower than the stock leather shift knob. So I believe this is probably around the same, if not maybe a little bit higher. I still believe this is lower than the stock leather knob. So it's still in a great spot at 300 and what was it, 360 grams or so. So good. It feels really solid, especially with the short shift kit. It's still really notchy, as you can hear. It's still super solid and really, really firm. So we are good there, and I'm really excited to drive this thing. My buddy had his on the GT3, and when I drove that for a while, I was like, you know what? I need to get one again because I loved it so much. So I'm happy I have one in my F80 M3. All right, so before we wrap this up, I got one other piece I want to install. Nothing crazy, but when I was installing the Recaros back in the summer, the B-pillars, the lower portion, I ended up scratching a little bit. Here, I'll kind of show you. So I ended up ordering a new one. I got that from ECS Tuning. See the scrapes right here and down there, which I wasn't happy with, but I decided to just get a new one and not have to worry about it anymore. Wasn't too expensive. I think it was like 60, 70 bucks. I mean, I guess maybe that's expensive for a trim piece, but I thought it was pretty reasonable. So I just picked up a new one. If you guys are curious, there is the part number if you need one. Most likely nobody's gonna need to replace this or need to know the part number, but I figured why not and show it. It's pretty simple. I'm just reusing the clips that are already on there. There's only 2 of them that go on the bottom, and they just go under the little door sill trims, and it pops on. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. I guess I'll show you, might as well, because I'm doing it right now, and then we can wrap the video up. All right, so just for reference, you just wanna pop this little piece up here, because it's this piece goes underneath and there's a little hole there. So you pop that up, and there's one clip underneath on this side that comes up. Same exact thing on the rear. Just pop up the little trim right here, and then same thing. There's like a little kind of hole there. And then all you got to do is slide it down off of this little tab here on the actual B-pillar, and then you can slide the whole piece out and replace. So here's a little bit better look of the scratches that happened when I was installing it by accident. The passenger side's totally fine, but the driver's side ended up nicking a little bit. Plus that gets worn out sometimes from drivers and seat belts and shoes and stuff. So we got a nice brand new piece right there. So let's go ahead and actually transfer on over the 2 clips, which are right there, onto those little tabs, and we'll be good. All right, guys, we got the new trim piece installed. Super simple. Everything popped right in. Obviously, it's an OEM piece, so no more scratches. I'm happy. And yeah, now I can enjoy the car again and not have to worry about those scratches every time I get in and out of the car. And yeah, I am super, super thrilled with everything. Super thrilled with the Raceseng shift knob. Can't wait to drive it. I'm actually going to drive it tomorrow. It's been a little over a week since I've driven this car. I was really, really busy the past week, and I didn't get a chance to drive it. So I cleaned it about a week ago, had the car cover on it, And this is the first time I'm seeing the car in a while, so I'm looking forward to driving it. So yeah, guys, that is gonna do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the install of the Raceseng Stratose shift knob. Absolutely love it. Goes so well with all the Alcantara and everything else I got going on in the car. Super happy with how everything turned out. It looks literally like an OEM piece. It's the same exact coloring as all the other Alcantara in the car. Looks beautiful, feels amazing. I can't wait to drive it. If you guys want to pick one of these up, I highly recommend getting one as soon as possible because whatever they have on the site is what they have left. So if you want to pick one up, now is the time. No, I'm not sponsored. No, they're not asking me to say anything. This is just purely out of experience and being a customer that I have truly, truly loved their product, and it's really sad to see them go. And it's one of those things that I was like, you know what? I love it. I got to get one. It's going to be a modification that follows me from car to car. So might as well get one now before I can't. So if you want one of these, highly recommend getting one, or anything racing for that matter, because unfortunately they are closing their doors and you're not going to be able to get their amazing stuff anymore. So yeah, guys, I am going to wrap it up here. I'm going to enjoy the car tomorrow. We got a few things coming up for this car that I'm waiting on. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to showing you guys. Got something coming for the truck, actually. I think it's going to be in the next video, actually, because I actually have it already, and I'm going to get them on the truck. Enjoy that. And again, I have a couple things coming for the F80, but winter is right around the corner, so I'm trying to get in as much driving as I possibly can. I also got one more modification sitting over there that we're going to install in another video that I'm looking forward to. Very, very kind of one-off custom thing for the engine bay. Got to really tie everything in and clean it up very, very nicely. I'm looking forward to showing you guys that. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. Again, if you want the Raceseng Stratose shift knob or anything racing for that matter, head over to the website. Pick something up. I promise you it is the best quality you will ever feel in your life for anything shift knob related or lug nuts or anything else that they do have. Top quality stuff. I had their tow hooks as well on my STI. Super, super high quality. Yes, they are on the pricey side, but it's 110% worth it. And the Stratose shift knob I had on my STI, I had that for 3 or 4 years. It held up very, very well, looked perfect, never had any issues. And again, it's one of those things that you can transfer from car to car. Unfortunately, I sold mine with the STI, so I had to buy a new one at the more expensive price, but I'm happy I did because now I have it forever. If you guys have any questions at all about the install, the car, or anything else, please leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.